What would you do if you knew that something inside of you was actually doing something to keep you alive and serve its species-specific role in this life of equality? What would you do if you were taught that that life was actually shortening yours? It was going to make you die sooner? What would you do? You would, of course, eradicate and get rid of the life that is affecting your life. Now, this is something that I find so sad, and is the reality that we find ourselves in at the moment. And that is that this life inside of us that our bodies produce, parasites, we are taking them out and doing these parasite cleanses and taking antibiotics to clean our systems of this life. But this life could be doing something way more important than you realize. So if you want to hear, stick around, because I'm going to be covering all of that in this video. So welcome today. My name's Craig from Biological Freedom, as always, and you find me here upon a beautiful viewpoint after I enjoyed the sunrise. Now I want to talk about parasites. Parasites are sadly the real hard workers within our bodies that our bodies create, and we are suppressing them and stopping them from doing what they do best. Now, there is all sorts of life that our bodies create, and they survive and live within us. That's why it's called a parasite. But I think we need to actually tackle the term parasite and make people understand what it actually means, because we think because it requires the life of something else or the host that it's now evil, it's bad. No, it's just part of the life, the system of life. So if you are doing parasite cleanses to fix your body and to get rid of disease, unfortunately you're slowing down the process. You need to tackle the root cause. You need to figure out, why was my body full of parasites to begin with? What have I done to affect my terrain that has allowed the parasites to take over? In most cases it's toxicity. We're living in a world today, in this modern world, you cannot avoid toxicity. It's coming from every angle. It's affected, our food's affected by it, the air we're breathing is affected by it, because we know what we're doing above in the skies, we know they're spraying. So all these toxins have to go somewhere once they're in our body, and our bodies can't process it. Microplastics, they will sit in our bodies forever. Now our bodies, look at this plane coming over, our bodies produce these parasites to deal with toxicity. So in certain cases it's going to be heavy metals that are trapped within our body, and these parasites are going to be eating those heavy metals and these microplastics that are trapped within us. Now these things that are trapped within us can cause disease. So if our cells start dying and they can't recycle themselves, it's a process called autophagy. It's why we see so many people performing autophagy performing these fasts to get into autophagy to replenish some of their damaged cells. But now, why aren't our cells being replenished anymore? Because we are eating too many foods which either act as antibiotics, or we are taking antibiotics, or we are taking things to do specific parasite cleanses. Now these things that we use, there's no discrimination. It doesn't just attack bad things, it attacks all life within us. So once we strip that life, you've got to start from day one rebuilding that immunity again. You've got to build up your gut, you've got to build up the immune system. But more importantly, your symptoms disappear. Because there's going to be symptoms when you know there's a part of your body being attacked by the parasites, but it's cleaning up, it's a clean-up team. So if your cells aren't recycling themselves anymore, what happens is a certain type of parasite's going to come in and eat those cells, those dead cells. And it gives now the body the opportunity to reproduce and regenerate these new cells. So do you want to stop and slow that process down? I don't think so. So why are we being taught that way? Well, sadly we know that most of the things we are taught today, it's backwards. It's about profit, it's about greed, it's about money. And if we can't make money off of healthy, healed bodies, why would we promote the information that's going to get them there? We want to keep people in fear, putting these medications, doing these cleanses, so that we are dependent on them. We've got to outsource our healing all the time. When all healing starts within. Only our own bodies are capable of healing. So let's start having some respect and appreciating the parasite, the life of the parasite. We can look at the plant kingdom. We know we have parasitic plants. Plants that live together with another plant. Doesn't make it evil, just part of the process. The plants live together harmoniously. We could consider all of ourselves as parasites because we're living in an environment. Look at this beautiful, beautiful land. We are parasites to this land because we need this land to live. Does it make us evil? Does it make us toxic? Most certainly not. We've just got our species-specific role to play, just like every other form of life. So, if you're ready to understand what foods we need to eat to serve our species-specific role to heal our bodies, to get us back to baseline, to level healthiness, please follow along, because our species-specific food is easier to work out than you realize. And I'm going to teach you by using the animal kingdom to show you exactly what species-specific food we're supposed to be eating, according to our organs, according to our physicality, and according to our role that we are serving in nature. So please stick around, drop a subscribe, follow along so we can talk more about the importances of life and our species-specific role. So let's get cracking.